Welcome to part 3 of this course on openings. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I recommend you watch them now and then come back here. The links are in the description. In part 1 and 2, we looked at 2 main openings and how to get a good position right from the beginning. But this lesson is going to be different. Instead of me teaching you the openings, I'll tell you the first few moves of the opening and a little bit of information about it. The reason I'm doing this is that to become a chess player, you need the ability to think well. If I tell you the moves you should play, all you have to do is memorize them. It requires no thinking. If you think about the moves yourself, you will understand the feel of the opening better and work out whether it fits your style. Once you've played a couple games using that opening, I recommend you to go to www.chess.com/lessons/openings, where you can put the name of the opening in the search box and then watch a lesson on that opening. There are then a few challenges after to check you understand the opening. Now, let's look at the first opening, the King's Gambit. The King's Gambit. The King's Gambit was made in the 16th century. It starts off with e4, e5, f4. The idea is that if black takes the pawn, white can dominate the centre. Most importantly, it opens up the f-file, which happens to be the file the white rook lands on when it castles. In most cases, white regains the pawn and has an advantage, but black doesn't have to take the pawn, and if he declines the gambit, the game goes on like normal. In order to play this opening, you can go onto chess.com, leadchess.org, or any other chess-related website. Then select time control, and make sure you have a long time to move. Around 30 minutes is a good idea. And make sure you select play as white so you can try out the King's Gambit. If your opponent doesn't play e5 when you play e4, you can play the game anyway and try again until you're allowed to play the King's Gambit as when they play e5. You could pause or go off this video now and play a game involving the King's Gambit, or you could watch the whole of the video and then play some games after. The Caro-Kann is named after, the next opening is the Caro-Kann. This is the opening you should play if you're black. So the Caro-Kann is named after Horatio Caro and Marcus Kahn, who looked at it in 1886. The idea is that the centre pawn is pushed into the centre by the c-pawn. It goes e4, c6, d4, d5. It is a solid opening, and often black is able to tear apart white's centre. There are lots of different variations, so it's best to work it out and find out what moves you like best. The Caro-Kann is considered a half-open opening, as it can lead to open but slightly clogged up positions. Like in the King's Gambit, you can play on any chess website and a long time control around 30 minutes. This time, make sure you play as black. If your opponent doesn't play e4 and d4, then you can just carry on the game when you do get the chance in another game, play the Caro-Kann. Make sure you know the opening. Once you've tried out a few games of the King's Gambit and the Caro-Kann, you can go to www.chess.com/lessons/openings and type in either the King Gambit or the Caro-Kann in the search bar. I would recommend you to go to www.chess.com/lessons/crush-with-the-King's-Gambit, as it is a great course on the King's Gambit, although it is quite long and it is 100 minutes. If you want a course on the Caro-Kann, you can go to www.chess.com/lessons/the-complete-caro. It's not quite spelled correctly, Caro. But remember, play some games before you look at the lessons, because you need to work out your own style in relation to the opening before just learning all the moves. Thank you for watching this 3-part course on openings. I hope you have now got a good understanding on the different types of openings. Remember, a good opponent gives you an advantage. A good opening gives you an advantage, but it doesn't automatically secure the victory. If you want to play the best possible chess, you need to improve your tactics, positional play, material chess, UFOs, and endgames. I plan to do more courses on these types of things in the future, so please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out. I hope you have enjoyed this course and make sure you keep on improving your chess. Bye for now!